Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope everyone is well. Hope every daddy out there had a good daddy day. And I hope all the mom dads had a great mom dad day. You know what I mean? Let's get this party started. To all the moms that had to play the daddy role, hats off to y'all. To all the dads that stepped in to be the dad when you was not the biological father, hats off to y'all, including myself. And to all the dads that stuck it out with the mom just for them youngins, shout out to y'all. To all the dads that weren't in their kids' life, shout out to y'all. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell you this. Don't try to be romantic. I'm gonna let everybody pile on in here. I need to blow this thing out. God, look at all that dust just falling out of there. Jesus. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Mike, Lane, Phillip, Robert, Jason, TP, David, Jan. Whoever thought a marking knife would be a great tool for getting dirt out from under your nails? This guy. Philip, I appreciate you choosing here, brother. I do. I really, really do. Jim Hats, how are you, good sir? Hope everyone is well. Oh shit, watch your head, Daniel. Watch your old noggin. Add a dab of glue. Sorry, I'm bringing y'all around here with me. You too, Jack. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's awesome, Robert. Robert's got the Hercules hammer drill and the video inspection camera to try to find a water leak today. Need a longer bit, but I will say this hammer drill is a beast. That's awesome. The poll is a very, very, very serious topic right now. For good reason. So, I really want y'all to be dead honest in that poll. Go ahead and cast your vote. while I brush my beard. Every vote counts. I love doing the lives. I love it. Hello, Daniel. Mike here. Got a question. Is your table saw the Delta from Lowe's? And if so, would you recommend it? Been looking at that saw thinking about pulling the trigger. Well, Mike, I'll say it like this, Mr. Mike. That saw I got on my birthday when I turned 36, which was 4 years ago. And I still have it. And I still use it every day. It is a damn good saw. And as long as you have decent blades for it, it's worth it. The arbor nut on it holds up to like, I think a 1-inch dado stack. So that's cool. It's got the extension table on it, which I put a router table. Well, I basically cut out a router table in the extension table for my router, which works really well. The fence is dead accurate, square, it's adjustable. The miter slots work well. Everything lines up with that saw, and I would highly recommend it for the budget. Yeah. Yep, I'm about to start sharpening my chisels in just a minute. If my chisels, for shizzle, if my chisels don't cut like butter, I can't use them. I went to use one of my chisels yesterday. Yikes. I mean, it was sharp, but not like how I like it. I'm talking about shaving wood off, making little curls with one little stroke. That's how I like my chisels. Hell yeah, Lane. And I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that catch out. What is wrong with me? That check out my lives. Yes, sir, Mike. 413. Where's that? Minnesota? Shizzles. How are you, John Ricka? Hey, Vicky. Oh no. I just called you Viva. Viva. I'm trying to reply to Vicky here. What is... No. Why... I did it again. Oh my God. Hey. Vic. Thank you. Boy, me and my fat thumbs, boy, I tell you. Viv, Alabama. Oh, it's your birthday. I got you. Mike. So I Like Cool Movies says that he has that saw for 3 years now with no issues. Dado biggest I used was 3/4. Yeah. Which, I mean, how often would you use a dado stack bigger than 3/4? Most likely not very often. Blame autocorrect. As my wife would say, blaming ass. You always blaming. Happy birthday, by the way, there, Mike. Tina. Yeah. Y'all got me. Breathe. Woosah. So what I'm going to do is set up to demonstrate how I sharpen my chisel. I know some of y'all have seen this before, but I've had many more requests for it. Holy smokes. We got Oregon in the house. How are you, Mr. Oregon? Oregon? God, Oregon is such a beautiful state. I absolutely love that state. It is so gorgeous. Vicky. I am so sorry. Yeah, I definitely butchered your name right there. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Well, the V, in my defense here, the V is right next to the C on my laptop. So, and plus I wasn't even looking at it. I used to be able to type like that really good. I'm sorry about it, guys. Sorry. Bear with me here. Okay, cool. Kill. Super kill. Oh no, I don't have my whetstones. I can't do my sharpening, guys. I let my buddy borrow my whetstones. He never brought them back, that son of a bitch. Damn it. That's alright. I'll still demonstrate. I'll still demonstrate. I'll still demonstrate. Know what I mean? Let me move this guy off of here. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. Oh, Lordy. I can't see. I can't see. Look what my daughter got me for Father's Day. So awesome of her. I love my little munchkin. I love that little munchkin. She know I love that munchkin. Okay. So, thanks to Miss Catherine, I've got this handy dandy sharpening mat, which works really well. Well, you're in the right spot tonight there, Jay Creates. Excuse me while I put y'all on hold. Hey, I like that setup. I can see me, I can see the TV. Bang. Psalm is terrific. Finishing us of the chain 2. Fishing. Indeed, Vicky, indeed. I have the Matebo job site saw now and really like it other than the fence. Yeah, with those job site saws, I think the one that I like the best for the fence quality is going to be the Bosch. DeWalt has a decent one too, but in my experience using the Bosch, it's just got more of a heavy duty kind of fence. More, it feels like it should feel. But I've never used a Matebo or Hitachi. Okay. Oh, you know what? He did bring them back. Let me go grab that stone real quick, guys. It's in my bed box. I forgot. He put it in there for me. Uno momento. Bee! What you doing, girl? Ain't it past your bedtime? mercy. Why did he put it way over there? That was stupid. All right. Now, oh, I'm about to show them how I get my chisel so sharp. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I got my strop and my glass. Okay. Meow. Meow. Whew. Before I do anything, I'll hit my my sharpening stone. It's a ceramic and glass stone. I hit that with some Windex or the honing solution, which the honing solution is good for like your diamond plate stones because it prevents rust. But for your glass stone, I mean, honing solution is pretty much useless. I mean, the honing solution just basically keeps your diamond plates from rusting. Just FYI. So, before I get started with sharpening, I'll soak this. Not really soak it, but I'll just get it wet. Let it sit for about a minute. Let me get some napkins ready. And if you asked me if that was for a particular reason that I let it sit for a minute, no. It just makes it seem more legit. So, okay. I got here a 400 on one side, 400 grit, and then 1,000 grit on this side. The only time I use that 400 grit side is for this stone. Just to make sure it's nice and flat. You always want to make sure your stone is flat. This diamond stone should last you probably, maybe 5 years, if not more. You know, those diamond stones are the truth. And you don't have to get the crazy expensive one either. So anyway, I'll just hit that lightly. You know, it doesn't take much. Just ceramic versus diamond. You do the math. You don't need to do it a lot. So once I get that hit with the 400 grit, I'll boom, 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 hit it one more time with the sprizzle. These chisels, if I remember correctly, I think the Narex is the one with the 30. I think the Stanley Sweethearts have that 25-degree factory bevel, which isn't exactly 25 degrees. That's what they would like to call it. So most woodworkers, and you can ask any woodworker, and I'm sure most of y'all know that fine woodworkers like to put what we call a micro bevel on the chisel. Now, that's just this little, and I've demonstrated this before too, guys. So for y'all that are well aware of this, my bad. But for the people that aren't, this is for them. So if you look careful, I mean, you can see it from back here. That's the micro bevel, that shiny spot. So what I like to do though, keep in mind, this is, wow, Mike, thank you, brother. This is not a factory chisel anymore. But if, say this was a factory chisel, straight out the package, they're dull as shit. They will still cut you, and they're still sharp, but they're not ready for woodworking. You got to flatten the back, and you can see all my flattening marks on the back there. And basically, just take your 1,000 grit stone. I'm not going to really demonstrate because this is already flattened, and you don't want to flatten it ever again. But just lay it flat like that there. I hope y'all can see that. Put down about 3 fingers worth. I only flatten about 1.5 inches of my back. You don't need to flatten the whole thing. That's ridiculous and overkill. So just do about an inch, inch and a half, something like that. And I hold my chisel at an angle, not a 90. You never want to hold it at a 90. Let me tell you why. Because if you're holding it at a 90, you're going to have more of a chance of causing what I call a divot right here. You kind of want to, I'm trying to think of the word, you want to blend that flat spot in there. And most chisels, if you get a decent chisel, will come pre-flattened, so you won't have to do much work with it when it comes to you. But you always want to just double check and make sure. You can use a Sharpie and kind of gauge where your marks are being cut. Take, for instance, just make a couple strap marks across about an inch in, like so. Set it on there again, and you can do it this way. That's a good way to tell. And as you can see, I'm perfectly flat with just a couple strokes. That mark is completely gone. So if you want to take the time and polish your back, by all means do so. I don't think it's necessary, but I will after I flatten my back on the 400, or I'm sorry, the 1000 grit, bring it to my glass stone, which is a 10,000 grit Shapton, and do the same method. It doesn't take much pressure, guys. A lot of people will screw their chisel up by putting too much pressure on it. When you start putting too much pressure on it, it's not the fact that you're putting too much pressure on it, it's the fact that it's inconsistent pressure. And that's where you get this going. So you always want to do just enough pressure. And Rob Cosman says, think of a grape. Now think of how much you would have to squeeze that grape in order for that grape to bust. It's not much, right? That's all the pressure you need. Just very lightly. I mean, barely any pressure, just enough to bust a grape. And a good way to tell if you're flat is if your chisel sticks to your stone. That's flat. Okay, so now that that's done, where's my marker? I just had it. There it is. So before I do anything, say this is on a 25-degree bevel, which most of them are, except your Narex chisels. Some of them come with 30 already. I'll just make a light marker across that edge, that very edge of that chisel with a marker, Sharpie. Okay? I won't even touch that 25-degree bevel. Leave it alone. It's useless. Now, they make these Veritas honing guides, but I don't use them anymore. I've gotten past that. It's taken a couple years to be able to do it by hand, but I'm at that point now. I don't need this 1000 grit. This chisel's already prepared. It just needs maintenance, but I'm going to show y'all as if I was sharpening it straight out of the package. So I jump straight to my 1000 grit stone. You can use this jig, and I'll show you how that works too. But how I like to do it is by freehand, okay? And you just take, and I always pop my sockets off, but say if you still have your socket, no big deal. But make sure you get at least 4 inches up on your chisel and set it right in the center of your palm. Kind of like that there, okay? And I'll let my thumb stay here. Now you want to just lift until you feel that bevel flatten out. And a good way to do that is get good moisture on this stone, and you'll be able to see that water right at the tip of your chisel all across that front comes, not splashing out, but it'll press out, and you'll be able to see as soon as that very tip makes contact, and you'll know when the water comes out of the tip, if that makes sense. So that's my contact. Now, that's my 25-degree bevel. You want to lift ever so slightly, like a degree, maybe 2 degrees. Just go in 2 little circles, just like that. Now, I'm going to show you here. Get some of that water off of there. Now, as you can see, See where my Sharpie mark is? Look right above that Sharpie mark, and that's my new micro bevel. But I'm just maintaining it, okay? So do a couple more strokes until that black line is gone. Just find your bevel, your primary bevel, and 2 degrees up. Just go in a little circular motion, not much. Okay, now that's gone. Now that sumbitch is ready to go. Most of the time when you take a rag and wipe it off, the burr will come right off with it. I don't feel a burr. Oh yeah, I do. Yep, there's a little burr on that edge. How I get rid of the burr, see, this is why I take the sockets off. I set my chisel down, but I let the front overhang the front of my stone, and I push down right on the edge here and just pull back one time. Boom, that burr's gone. No más burr. 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 Receipt. Everybody knows how thin receipt paper is, right? Ooh, daddy. Damn, I needed that receipt. I need to file that. Whoops. That is sharp, my friends. Now, if you want to take it up a notch, just take your chisel, same method, but you're doing it with your strop. Find that primary bevel, lift up a little higher this time than 2 degrees. Go, and you got to kind of play around with it. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be able to do this right away. Some of you will, because some of you are that awesome. It took me a while to get that awesome. But you want to lift it up a degree above that 2 degrees, said. And then just on the back of it, just hold it flat, push down, pull back. Doesn't take much at all. Just kind of wipe off any extra burr. Burr! Let's see if it's... Woo, damn! Yeah, that's some bit sharp. Yes, sir. Very sharp. Now, let me show you how... Where's my socket? There's a rocket in my socket. Did anybody see where my socket went? There it is. Okay. Do I need to bring the camera closer, guys? I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't paying attention. Damn. Does anybody need to see anything over again? Okay. So micro bevel, y'all got the flat in the back part, right? Okay, the water well up. Gotcha. I'll try and make that happen for you. Trying to think where I can. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see it like that. Let me see. Yes, hand plane the same way. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm trying here, bud. Sorry about the camera movement. Close your eyes for a second. We're about to get all up in you. We're about to get all up in you. We getting all up in that thing. Okay, so pay close attention. You see that? Do you see the tip of my chisel? You see that? Right there. I mean, you can barely see it in the camera. I know, guys, I'm sorry. I wish I could come and demonstrate to you live. But anyways, so to flatten the back, I'm pretty sure y'all got the gist of that. Now, when it comes to finding your primary bevel, Carol, that's what I was talking about with the water welling up. As soon as you see that water push out the tip here, if y'all can see that, that's when you know that you're on your primary bevel. So I'd literally just lift my back hand up right here, this back hand, this one, just, I mean, a smidge, and then start sharpening. Now, I go in a circle, but you can also go back and forth. You don't have to go in a circle. Now that this chisel's sharpened, let me grab another one. So, damn. I'm not going to sharpen this back because it's already sharp. But, so with the Veritas jig, it basically, you see these set numbers on here? I would love to, guys. Listen, you never know, man. If this YouTube thing really takes off, I've only been doing YouTube for a year. If it really takes off in the next year or so, I'll do some traveling, man. I mean, I'll come see y'all, you know, for real. But, you know, it's got to make sense for me to be able to do that, though. But right now, financially, it's just not really in the cards. But that's okay. So it's got these set numbers on it, and it's basically in inches. So if you got a 1-inch chisel, you set it to 1 inch. I usually typically keep it at 1 inch and just kind of eyeball the back. You basically, what you're shooting for is your chisel to be square. So this edge here is like a fence. So you set that right up against the edge, and your chisel tip will touch this little knob here. It doesn't matter what kind of chisel you got. As long as it's a good metal, it doesn't matter. You can get them as sharp as you want them. I started off with the Irwin Marples and would get them just as sharp as this. So now, I'm sorry, guys. Let me run back a little bit here. So you see there's green, yellow, and orange. The orange is for high angles. The yellow is for standard angles, and the green is for back bevels. I never take it off with the yellow, and the yellow has that 25-degree mark right there. That's what you want to set your knob on, that 25-degree, because that's your primary. Okay? So once you get it set on your 25 degrees and you get it locked in place, nice and square set in here, this knob here is called your micro bevel. You just spin this forward clockwise one time, and it'll click. That's when you know you got a micro bevel. It's as easy as this, setting it on there, going back and forth. Nice and easy, good pressure, not too much pressure. Like I said, enough to bust a grape. Woo-hoo-hoo, boy. Look at that micro bevel. That thing shined up quick like, look at that bad boy. So I won't even do it anymore on the 1000. I'll go straight to my Shapton. Bow, 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 bow. Just a couple strokes. Wiki, 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 wiki. All right. Take it out my thing here. Set it right in front of my edge so I can pull right back. Boom! That burr's gone. Burr! That sumbitch is gonna be sharp. Oh yeah, mama. This is receipt paper, guys. Oops, I already cut there. Hot damn. That's sharp. Yeah, so Ben, like Coyote's saying, it's just the same exact process. It's even the same process with the socket on, okay? I just take it off because it's a little easier for me to handle. But yeah, that's how you get that, those shorts videos that I put out. That's how you get that type of short, where it just flakes right off. Nice and consistent. I love it. I like it a lot. So, what I found myself doing in the beginning was over sharpening and not consistent sharpening. There's a difference. In the beginning, I would do too much pressure, not consistent pressure. I would do it for far too long, make too big of a burr, not be able to get the burr off. Like it took a while to get comfortable enough to do it by hand. And even with this jig, you still got to get that burr off afterwards. The best thing I found to get the burr off is using your leather strop. Okay? So say you just finished up the 10,000 grit. I don't go any higher than 10,000 either, by the way. A lot of people go up to like 40,000, but that's just crazy. That's just like, okay, dude, now you're just a show off. But a good way to get that burr off is with your strop. Like, it kind of grabs it better instead of you having to put more scratches, 10,000 grit scratches in the back. Just do your strop straight back, and it should take that burr off just like that. If you're having trouble with your burr, which I used to struggle a lot getting the burrs off, it used to make me so mad. He scores. But yeah, where do I find what? To be honest, guys, Amazon. That's where I get my chisels from too. Unless I'm buying Narex. Like Amazon, their deal on the Stanley Sweetheart chisel set is crazy cheap. I mean, it's still expensive, but it's a little more affordable. So, no. I'm not too big on the Temu thing. Some of their stuff is really good, but some of it, I just, it's bullshit. Charleston, South Carolina. You're very welcome, Ben. Princess Auto. I never heard of them. Yeah, the Diamond Stones. I think I bought this Shapton. Not the Shapton, I'm sorry. The Diamond Stone for $150. Maybe 200. Okay, quite remember. And the Shapton Stone I purchased for around the same price. So I paid mid-range and get those kind of results. It's just how you sharpen. I mean, it's literally all in your hand. Like, I was an avid Rob Cosman viewer, and I literally just watched how he sharpened and followed his steps. And yeah, it took a while to catch on. It's just practice. You just got to practice and be consistent with your practicing and trust yourself. Practice on your cheaper chisels, and that's how you get good. Because like I said, I started off with the Irwin Marples, and those are actually decent chisels. They're not bad chisels. The steel's actually pretty good too, to tell you the truth. Yeah, 8,000 grit, yeah. And look, I've used wet sand, like that's how I used to sharpen, and sometimes I still do. Like, I've got some wet dry sandpaper over there, and it goes up to like a 16,000 grit, you know, and it's the same type of deal, same process, just on a plate of glass. And the reason that is because glass is some of the flattest stuff you'll find, unless you get into the granite and the marble. You know, Paul Sellers has that marble slab. It's like a big old slab. It's crazy. But yeah, man. But I pretty much just followed those guys' lead, you know, and just kind of got comfortable in my own skin and put my own little technique in there to where I felt I could improve. So, yeah. But it's fun stuff, man. Like, getting to learn, like, there's no better feeling than working with a sharp chisel, like, for real, or a sharp hand plane. If your hand plane ain't sharp, you're going to be miserable. You're going to have tear out. You're going to have inconsistencies. It's going to be a nightmare. So make sure before you even use a hand plane, you learn how to sharpen it. And I'll tell you who's got a very good video on that is Katz Moses. And Rob Cosman does, obviously, as well. But Katz Moses kind of breaks it down into layman's terms. And I really like his take on it because he goes through all the bevels and the angles for your block plane, your shoulder plane, your jack plane, your thickness plane, like all that stuff. So, yes, Junior, yeah. Yeah, I do them the same way, brother. All by hand. I don't flatten the back of my hand plane, though. Sorry. I lied to you. So, and real quick, the reason why I put that micro bevel on there, and most of y'all probably know this, the only place that this part of the chisel is going to make contact with the piece that you're working is the very tip. It's not going to touch back here. Okay? Your tip is right there. That's your chopping tip. Alright? The reason you flatten the back about 1.5 inches down is because most material you're going to be chiseling, like, you know, is no thicker than 1 inch maybe, or 3/4 of an inch. So that's why I only sharpened that much of it. Rum. Oh my God. The bald guy. But yeah. So now with my hand plane, TJ, I don't flatten the back at all. Because the black, Jesus, Daniel, learn how to talk. The back doesn't mean nothing. It means literally zilch. I do a micro bevel still, just, you know, to get that extra super sharp. But not very much of a micro bevel on the hand plane. You can see it's just like a 32nd. What? Ain't that a wrestler? Oh, shnikes. And you want to make sure now if you got a bevel up or a bevel down plane too. Because it can get tricky if you're using different sets of planes and you wind up putting the wrong thing on. I'm not going to sharpen my hand plane just because I already did. But I'll show you an example of how it should work. Oh, mercy. Lex Luger. I gotta look him up. I thought that was a wrestler. Lex Luger. Oh, yeah. That's Macho Man. Bitch. I just broke my thumb. Dang, man, I broke my thumbnail. How the hell did that thing break? That thing's covered in That thing's covered in shellac and lacquer. Anyway. Lex Luger. Superman. Oh, y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Well, I knew it was something like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, y'all remember the other day I was asking y'all about the there we go. I'm not getting that consistent cut. Oh, that's why. Damn, I'm blind. Woohoo! Make sure you clamp your piece a little better than I just did. I'm not getting a flat cut here. What is going on? I can't see my... Oh, okay, I see it. I see it. Calm down. Booyah. That should be it right there. Yeah, you need to get yourself a lucky horseshoe. There it goes. There it goes. All right. All right. So you want to put minimum strength into it. And you want full pieces like this. So, but you should be using minimum strength. I actually didn't really have it set deep enough, so I'm going to change my depth. See how that works. Oh yeah, much better. That's how they used to send notes back in the medieval times and time to the birds' feet. Whoops, got off a little bit there. Yeah, that's a little thick, but anyway, so you don't want them that thick, obviously. That's a little too thick. But here, I'm gonna get this dialed just right so I can show y'all. Okay. You just take your time and get it dialed in right. course, pine isn't the best wood to demonstrate on either. It's so soft, but that's about right. So to set your blade, you want this plate, the mouth, you want to be able to see that blade sticking through just ever so, maybe a 32nd, but you want it to be even all the way across the bottom here. And you can tell when you hold it up like this and look down it if you're even or not. And it's kind of hard. You're not going to be able to see how precise it is because the camera's not going to pick up that well. But you see that light right there? That's actually my blade tip. You can see it. Hot damn, look at that. So you see that shiny spot right here? That's my blade tip. I'm on the back side of that. That's my blade tip right there. So you want it to be consistent all the way across, about a 32nd deep. You don't want to cut too deep because then you'll get in some trouble. But so say you're uneven right there, just take this knob here and just pull one way or the other and it'll adjust it. But that's for this particular jack plane. So I hope that helps. I just showed you that, Carol. The bottom of the plane should look just like that. I mean, that, see I got a wide mouth right there. But see my blade, it's not sticking past until, I'm gonna try and catch it. Okay, you see where the tip of my blade is right there? When I turn down, you see it's just sticking past that mouth. Just ever so slightly. And it should look like that, nice and consistent. So you get that shine. See how consistent that light line is? It looks like it's brighter than the rest. And you can carefully, Carol, just take the bottom of your hand, your fingertip, and just ever so slightly go back over it. You're not going to cut yourself like this. Just don't go across it, okay? Go back and forth this way. And you should just be able to feel that blade tip. And that's how you know you're set in. I always do, John. I'm just showing everybody how to get shavings like this and how to get their chisels sharp like that. The horseshoe came into play with my hand plane because right here on the very tip of my mouth, or my plate right here, I had a burr because it fell and hit some metal. So I was just knocking it out. And once I did that, it started cutting instead of catching on the wood. Oh, there's a knot right there. I was wondering what the hell I was hitting. Have y'all seen my hand plane shorts? I think I actually deleted those. T-Rex. Yeah, man, yeah. The damn horseshoe. Ooh, hot damn. It's getting a little warm. Y'all got me doing manual labor. But yeah, if you want to be able to create those kind of shorts, rewatch this live and you'll be there in no time. And the trick with the wood, make sure you get a nice straight grain wood. That's how I get the curls so perfect. I see some people that use like pine and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with using, but pine's not going to give you a nice outcome. Oh no, Blue Turtle. Why so? You just never did it? I thought that was a Mexican's name. What's that, Rum? Oh, cat. I'm happy that that helped you. Rum. You bigot. I'm kidding. I don't call it that. I just call it hybrid. Hybrid woodworking. It depends on your plane. So however your plane comes, some planes come bevel down, some come bevel up. So you need to make sure and look at your manufacturer's guide and make sure you do it the right way. Because this one is a bevel down. The jack plane. Block planes are bevel up. Well, not all block planes, but my block planes are bevel up. No, they're not. I'm sorry. Yes, 2 of them are. So 2 of my planes are bevel up, 2 of them are bevel down. So just make sure you go with the same way it's in there now. Excuse me. But what a great little night. Damn, it's already been an hour. All good, Jay. Some of us haven't been in the game very long. You're not the only one. Yes. Yeah, whenever I'm doing my jewelry boxes, I always use hand tools on the jewelry boxes because it's a better result, more consistent result, and it's twice the speed. You know, it doesn't take much. And lots less dangerous. Yeah, and it's very therapeutic. You know, just FYI. I know mine is too. Well, guys, I just wanted to kick off the weekday with a nice, laid-back live. You know, I'm glad we kept the chat on topic. And yeah, this is what this channel is all about. We let the chat take us where we want to go. And y'all saw what happened tonight. We started sharpening and demonstrating. So y'all lead me where this live goes. You realize that, right? Like, seriously. Unless I literally, like, have something planned, you guys lead the direction that I'm going to take the live. So y'all are very much a whole part of this live stream. So I appreciate that. Absolutely, Philip. Not a worry in the world. No worries, Ben. It is a pleasure. But yeah, so, you know, I'm so happy to have a good bit of y'all that are faithful viewers. And the poll was for a couple of people that I lost 2 subscribers since the chat kind of got off onto some what they call politics, which I don't think it's politics. I think it's just concern, you know. But, you know, most of us on here get along, figure it out, talk our differences out, and move on. But some people just can't take it, you know. So I figured that we would just ask the chat here, and should I just do it raw and uncut like we are doing now? And apparently y'all said yes. So 9% said no, 91% said yes, with 53 votes. So guess what? We ain't changing the damn thing, boys and girls. We gonna keep it raw and uncut, just like y'all like it. Oh damn, blue turtle, you gotta be careful, brother. I don't even know the guy's name, but that's not important. They're gone, y'all are here, that's what matters. You know, the ones that know how to get along in a diverse group, the ones that don't let other people's opinions and words hurt their feelings and call this a non-woodworking channel, which, you know, but we don't have to go there. We're no longer going to have a reaction when they take those kind of actions. We're just going to let it go, let them ride out. Not even going to mention it. Let them go. We're going to keep doing what we're doing because 91% of y'all want to keep it the way we're doing it. We'll let y'all direct the direction. If I veer off, y'all always bring me back anyway, so it doesn't matter. Love you guys. Y'all are the best audience, the best community. I couldn't ask for a better community. I hope it stays this way. Love you guys.